Okay, so we've got the bottom fork leg in the vise. Next goes, pick up the fork tube. The oil flow hole is at the bottom, the tapered end is the bottom, and in here there's a circlet already down in about 2 inches down. I'm going to leave that one in, and there's another one that goes in here. So to start off the process, we go, doing it back to front now, we will go with this oil flow washer, drops in down and sits on top of that circlip about 2 inches, 2 inches down in, and then it's this sleeve with the collar, and this smaller collar fits inside like this, and then that way up it fits into the bottom of the tube to push up against the oil flow washer. And we've got to get it so it all together like that, and there should be just enough space in here to get the second circlip in a minute. So actually that can go in now to hold everything in place. Just make sure it's pushed all the way down in and clips in. Not like that. That's it. And you can check it's in place by making sure it spins inside there. That's good. So now this spacer can go in with the open end, goes in from the bottom. That's going to accept the rod, and in a minute the bolt will go through here. So, and now we're sort of good with the bottom end, holding it with my finger or holding it at the bottom like this, and then the rod goes in. So we need to make sure we've got the rod, the bottom spring, this plastic spacer which just needs compressing to fit into here. So holding those together, it's a bit fiddly. That goes in through the top of the tube. Yeah, that's right, the top of the tube. And then that can push all the way down. And here's where we need a little stick with a tapered end just to push it down. And the idea is it pops out of, lost my spacer, but that's okay at the moment. I don't know if you can see in there, and it needs to sort of feed through that, through the big sleeve that we put in there earlier. There we go. Possibly did cut through there for a minute. Let's jump back out. So just carefully with your finger try and there, pop through. Need 3 pairs of hands for this. And then that sleeve then slides over the top there. So it should be like that. So that's pushed down, that will come through, so be careful, come through. And then this whole assembly, these are the old seals at the moment, I'll put new ones in. This then slides in like this, slides all the way down. So you'll need the bolt from the bottom, which feeds through the bottom of the fork. It's then located into that inner sleeve and into the thread on the bottom of the rod. I'm just going to finger tighten that like that, and then this can come out. It won't pull the rest out now because it's held in. Then the spring, actually, then the valve, and it goes this way. So the valve's going to sit on top of the spring like this, with this piece pointing up towards the top. So, sorry, like this. Sorry. So valve in first that way, then the spring, and then slide the, if your hands aren't too oily, slide the tube up like this. Take this out now, on the floor, and then we've got the sequence of one of these flat washers with the flat side down, goes on top of the spring, then the scientific bit of plastic pipe spacer, and then another washer which is the same on the top. Pull the fork tube right up, and then we've got the cap with the rubber seal. Make sure it's oiled. This needs to, and then we need to push this down so it exposes the groove then for the just get that ready for that spring clip. And now it's a case of pushing that, holding it with your knees, getting the spring clip, circle it, and getting him into the groove, spin it to make sure it's seated, which it is, and that's it. Now I haven't put oil in. It's 530 milliliters of oil required in the manual. Once that's all together, we tighten this up at the bottom with the impact gun. A bit reluctant to put Loctite on it because I really struggled to get it off the last time, but that's the sequence. There you go.